What's up everybody, and welcome back to the shop. My name's Jake for those that are new here, and behind me we have our metal cutting bandsaw running. I got my inch piece for the bench vise project going. My dad picked up some different blades yesterday, and he picked up a 14 tooth, I believe, and there's an 18 tooth in this right now that I have been letting it go on, and so I'm going to shut this thing down and switch to that and see if it does any better, because right now it's pretty slow, which we want it to run it pretty slow anyways, so it doesn't create a lot of heat, because we do not have a water kit for this. So I believe I'm gonna change it. If not, well, I'm just gonna let it go. I have to map out some other pieces. One of those pieces will have to come out of that inch plate that I have going over there, but for now I could rip out my seam to my 4x3 here, which I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'll just get a pretty hefty chunk out of our scrap pile over here and cut that down to size and use our press to press it down through, and hopefully it will do all right. So anyways, I'm gonna quit yapping and get going for today, even though I already have for the day off camera. So anyways, without further ado, let's go. Alright, I've been working at this. I shoved the two pieces back together after I ripped out as much as I could of the seam. Up here at the top it's looking pretty good, but down through the middle there's still quite a seam, which if I flip this around, it's doing what I need it to do. I wanted it to mark the weld seam, and I've already taken a flap disc on a grinder and done a little more of a groove, so then it'll slide back and forth easier. So right now I'm fighting it to get it out. I used the press as far as I could go with it. Meanwhile, my inch piece got done over here that's been cutting. You can tell that it's not met the line over here. It's a little bit that way of it, especially once it gets towards the center, because it got halfway and then I flipped it over. So it's not too far off. I'm gonna have my machinist to see if he can square that up for me, and then of course recess it 1/4 of an inch there. once I get those two pieces apart, I will cut at a 45 this tube from this end, and I will hopefully have enough pieces here. I still yet to cut all this out. I'm gonna borrow a friend's plasma cutter. He said it'll do up to 1/2 inch, so I'll be able to do that. I still need to map out the inch plate backer for that, or cover plate. So I'll do that once I get to a point here, but I'll still fight this and try to get it apart. All right, there is my 45 cut. It's not totally perfect on the one side here. I varied just a little bit, but I think by the time I get my fixed jaws on there and weld them, I don't think it'll matter much. Still need to cut this piece. Still 18 inches and 0.15. I have to look up what the equivalent is as far as standard. And we'll go from there. All right, it is the next morning here. I got both pieces apart and they go back and forth with a little bit of pressure. I got the plasma cutter from a friend that I am going to hopefully cut out my 1/2 inch pieces here today, and maybe an inch piece depending on what that will do. So anyways, I picked up some electro rod, I'm not using what my dad has purchased already. This will be used for me and my project here, but anyways, so first thing I'm going to do is get the plasma cutter set up, and I'm probably going to do a couple of practice just to see what this tip will do and how far away I need to be with things. And I will use a guide on my straight pieces here, set that up to where I can make sure that I get some nice straight lines, and we'll go from there. So we're not too far away from being able to start welding up everything, and we'll see where the day takes us. I would do some spraying today, but it is just absolutely blowing outside, and so that's out of the question for today anyways. Maybe later on this week I'll be able to do that. So anyways, I'm gonna quit yapping and get going for the day. All right, got my two pieces cut there. They're not totally perfect, but I think I can get them to look a little better with a little bit of grinding. May want to tack them together or something like that so I can make them uniform. But there they are. First time using a plasma cutter to be able to do this is a little bit different, but I could definitely get used to it if we had one. Well, I got my fixed jaw pieces cut out, and I got the slag all off of these. I'm a little bit off as far as the bottom here. It looks like I got a little snaky there, but I think we're pretty close there. If there's a little bit of difference, oh well. And as long as these crucial points line up, I don't think it'll be a big issue, but I would say not bad there. Sorry for the air compressor. Need to rebuild the top end of that. I will let my pieces cool, and I'll map out some more on my one chunk over there, that's my bigger chunk, and try to get my end caps that way. I still need to do the inch plate, cover plate on the front for that, so I will work on that. Alright, I got several more pieces cut. I got a handle here. Still need to be able to do the holes in it for the nuts. I got the tube here and this 4x3 piece to weld here together. A 2x3 piece here that I'll have to get some holes cut out on it. Got my pieces matched together as best as I could. Had to do a little fine tuning, but they should work together. I have mapped out on my inch plate here the bottom base plate that I'd like to do. Haven't finalized on that, but what I was thinking is 8 inches by 8 inches, and then 4-inch radius out, and taking that corner out so it's nice and smooth. But I haven't finalized on that. For whatever reason, I was having this piece cut, and it needed to be 3.5 by 3.5 by inch thick, which is for the end cap, and this blade busted right at the weld. I don't know the reason why. Nothing really changed, other than I noticed right down there towards the bottom there, it kind of seemed to be correcting itself. So I don't know if it got into a pinch or what, but anyways, I may have to weld that back together and try it again. But anyways, I'm going to get started by welding this piece together. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Tried to get everything cleaned up all the way around it so I have good penetration, so we shall see. Alright, got the fixed jaw welded on. Don't laugh at my welds, but I'm trying to work on it. Using 7018, which is a harder rod, which we know to get it started, but they don't look all that pretty, but I believe they're stuck. So if not, well, we can address the issue later on, but I believe we're doing something good here. That'll go into that. There, and I knocked it over. That will go in there like that, but I first need to get some nuts welded into the end here for our all thread. And yeah, so I won't weld that on quite yet until I get the nuts in there quite. The next thing that I could do is get my moving jaw here, dynamic jaw, get them welded on, and then make sure I got them on the right orientation for my seam, even though I was able to get most of the seam ripped out of that thing, even farther than what I did. But anyways, I will probably work on the all thread, get two nuts welded together, and get them down far enough to where I can stick them inside that and then weld them on. So I will do that now. Everybody, it is Wednesday here and I am mixing up another batch to take down to bits. So got everything added now, just waiting on water to fill. Got it recirculating and agitating, so hopefully before too long, well, we'll be headed down towards bits. So I will take you guys along. I have my other GoPro that I can stick in other places, so hopefully I can get you some unique shots. So here we go. just like that, in about 13 minutes, we're out. But that also should have covered 3 acres, so as you can see, there's a lot of trees around. This has been needing done for quite a while. We used to hay this not very many years ago, but the locust trees and the hedge trees just took off in here. So hopefully we can set them back, which driving in I could see that we are putting a hurt to them. So at least the cedar trees, the hedge trees kind of look a little iffy, but anyways, I'm gonna head back to the farm, get this thing cleaned out and put away. All right, everybody, here is the end of the video. I just want to take the time and explain myself. This is only to Wednesday. I had all of this last week off, so there's plenty of video content that I have for all of this past week, but I'm gonna cut it short here. Try to get another video out here later on this week. My dad also went to an auction that was pretty interesting over the weekend out towards Hutch. We'll have that content at some point too. I'm also off this week also, so I'll be trying to get some things done around the shop and also working on the Vise project whenever I get some pieces back from that. But if you got to this point in the video, I just want to say thank you, and it sure does mean a lot. And if you like this sort of content, give the video a thumbs up, and as always, we'll see y'all on the next one.